Now, shortly after the motorway, the path alongside the riverbank becomes impassable, and you're forced to take a path up to the left. And we shall no doubt rejoin the Irk shortly. So there is still a path by the Irk, but it's actually on the bank above it rather than right beside it at this point. So it's still following the general course of the river, and it's a bit drier. Not quite sure what that silver tree is over there, but it's...
I presume it's blossomed.
Yeah, it makes a nice contrast to the ones around it. Yeah. There's a bit of a pond here. Can't tell what that notice says, can you?
King William TV, Ambulance Services.
King William the Fourth, not TV, I think.
King William IV Ambulance Society.
Ah, right, so...
Yeah, to be honest, it's not very good.
Okay, so yeah, just advertising private fishing rights.
Yeah, I presume that tree's a blossom tree.
Yeah. Lovely, isn't it? I wonder if that's a garden escapee. Yeah, the path eventually leads you back down towards the river, and up to your right is the Sainsbury's at Heaton Park, so we're getting close back to civilization. Well, never really left it, I don't think. But yeah, this is a nice well-maintained path, and the river flowing quite briskly here. And eventually the path will take you slightly away from the river onto Heaton Park Road near Sainsbury's, and there's a sign here for the Irk Valley Improvement. So yeah, that path obviously was improved up to a point, but they need to go a bit further up where it's muddy, and could be improved even further. We'll just walk a short distance to the bridge. Yeah, you can see the Irk. This is not a very picturesque bridge. And I think the next path goes on the other side of the river, but we're actually going to save it for another day because Simon's not been so well and he's feeling it now, so we'll call it a day here for today. Well, here we are, 2 days later, back at Heaton Park Road West, and it's a nicer day and Simon's feeling a bit better.
Anyone want a lozenge?
Yeah. So just across the road, as the name might suggest, you've got one of the entrances to Heaton Park, but we're going to continue down the Irk, this time on the other side. There's no actual sign for it, but the path is just the other side of the bridge. And at this point we've left Middleton behind and we're entering the North Manchester suburb of Blackley. And part of this area has been designated as Blackley Forest, so it should still be quite a nice stretch, this. Yeah, you've got trees on the right hand side and housing across the river, but this is still quite a nice stretch. River's taking a nice graceful curve around here. Yes, I think this might actually be the point where the river actually starts flowing to the west for a short time. Sorry, flowing to the east for a short time. It's a bit of a, almost a right angled bend before it then turns south towards Manchester. It's a bit of a shame that those trees seem to have been lopped, but I guess it improves the view from the flats. Well, I think we've now come to Victoria Avenue, and this is Victoria Bridge, which is quite a sturdy structure, and the path diverts away from the river to go up some steps to the right. As you can see, it's quite wide at this point and quite murky, so that sort of almost brings to mind a silly song, like if we talk about the murky Irk-y, a bit like the okey cokey. You do the murky Irk-y and you turn. Yes, I thought that would get rid of him. Okay, no more singing, let's go over to the other side. Right, so we're now on Victoria Avenue Bridge. This plaque commemorates its opening 120 years ago by the Earl of Wilton and the Corporation of Manchester. Interesting to note that the little ship on the corporation's badge relating to the Manchester Ship Canal. Notice there's no bees or anything, all that came a bit later.
When did the bees start coming into focus?
That I don't know, Simon.
But I only really started noticing it around like 2017.
Yeah. This is a busy road actually, so you have to be careful crossing it. Similar plaque on the other side. And now we have to find a path back on this side of the Irk. Yep, we found the path on the other side of the bridge, and as you can see we're now entering what has been called Blackley Forest, an initiative with the Forestry Authority and the Red Rose Forest and the European Regional Fund, so more money coming from that for a bit, but we hope to rejoin one day, don't we, Simon?
Yeah, we do. Ruby Tory.
Yeah, don't want to get too political, but yeah, we're both staunch rejoiners, and there's a little map and the Irk Valley project. Unfortunately, it's been a bit vandalised. And this is looking back at Victoria Avenue Bridge from the riverside path. Unfortunately, there's a great ugly pipe obscuring the view here, so not so scenic. But going forward looks pretty nice for a while at least. Yes, this is a very pleasant stretch of the Irk. It's a little sandbank here. I imagine there's some paddling goes on here in the summer. It's surprisingly quiet actually. For such a lovely day. I haven't met anyone on this stretch yet. I think that's Bowker Vale School across the river. And a nice bench to admire the view from.
Admire the view of the school.
Yeah.
Probably a couple types of people that might do that.
Yeah, we won't dwell on that though. Looks to be a path up into the estate that way, but we'll stay as close to the river as we can. It's always nice when you can get this close to the river itself.